Yo, what up? This is 7 p.m. postgame presented by FanDuel. You know what time it is. Time to talk about some current day hoops. And yo, one of the most fascinating teams right now in the NBA, Melo, I'll probably say is the Boston Celtics, right?
Yes.
Second in the East. Jaylen Brown's playing like an MVP. And looks like Jayson Tatum is coming back, which is incredible. Congratulations to him.
Yeah.
Aside from the excitement of just seeing Tatum back, you know what I mean, just playing ball again, and the Celtics looking as good as they are, you know, JB's kind of stepped up and become a franchise player. And, you know, Jayson Tatum is kind of stepping back into a team that's already been playing very well without him. You know what I mean? So obviously you never say no when you got a guy like his caliber coming back to play. But in the basketball sense, how tricky is it bringing a star player back to a team that's like already in rhythm and already rolling like that?
It could be tricky
Mm-hmm.
if you don't establish it early, right? If you don't communicate that to everybody early, right? If everybody got to be in alignment,
Yeah.
from Brad Stevens to Joe Mazzulla to Jaylen Brown, right? Because right now Jaylen is holding the fort down. He's leading the fort. So it's no more 1A, you know what I mean? 1 and 2. It's like 1 and 1A right now, which is a great thing. So you don't want to fuck that up. The excitement of bringing JT back, it's gonna uplift everybody.
Mm-hmm.
But how you implement him is very important. I'm not just saying from coach's decisions. I'm saying as far as how you communicate that with Jaylen Brown.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? Not
Right.
everybody else. How do you communicate that with Jaylen Brown to where as though Jaylen Brown is going to be okay, I got this. Because you can't switch the role right now. You have to figure out a way how to implement JT, how he can be effective. I mean, I don't know if he's going to come back playing 30 minutes or, you know what I mean, things like that. But you got to figure out a way how he can be effective for that team and what they have. Because they're not lacking much, but he adds a lot to it. You know, he has another scorer, elite scorer, an elite wing defender on the wing, right? So he adds those nuances. But now, Joe Mazzulla, how are we going to put this? What's the message?
Right.
That you're going to send?
I don't know, Melo. It feels like somebody coming back from an injury like that, you don't necessarily want to just rush him back to the same responsibilities he had before he got hurt, right?
Mm-hmm.
Jaylen Brown's playing at an MVP level. And the team's playing good. They're second in the East, right?
They're playing great.
They're playing great.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
He's an MVP candidate.
Probably the most surprising team in the league so far. But like, how do you, if you're Tatum, like, how do you approach this? Like, you know, there was a clip that's sort of going around when he's like, Coach, I didn't come back to not be Jayson Tatum. You know what I mean?
But that's to me, that's JT letting everybody know, like, I'm coming back as JT. I'm not coming back as somebody who's just coming back off an injury, which you are, but don't, you know, to me, that's sending a message.
Yeah.
That's sending a message. Like, I'm coming back recovered. That's what he's saying. So let's not do this 15-minute, this 20, like, let's not do that.
Yeah.
Right. I get that. And that's him sitting back, watching JB doing what he's doing and watching the team coming along. And you really watching JB be a leader, right? Because for so long, JT was the sacrificed everything, right? Now, JT, what are you going to sacrifice?
You mean JB sacrificed everything?
Yeah, JB sacrificed everything. He was a sacrifice guy.
Yep.
Right? Okay, here, JT, here. Boom. Okay, I know I'm good with who I am. Here, JT, go ahead, you lead. Boom, I'm going to lead in my way. I'm going to help you lead. But now I held the fort down for you. I had the fort down for the whole organization who probably didn't think we would be in this situation.
Right.
You get what I'm saying?
Right, of course.
So we gotta have an understanding with the JT gotta be very mature about this situation. There's no egos, there's no pride, there's no, like, we got a chance to come back and win a championship.
Yeah.
So I gotta put, you know what I mean? Let me just put my pride and my ego to the side for these next 3 months. and continue to let JB
be the man,
steer the ship.
Yeah,
because he's proven that he's doing it.
Yeah,
he's doing it at an MVP rate, at an MVP level, on both sides of the court. You know, nobody thought Boston would be like this. People doubted Boston. People was down.
I didn't think they was gonna be terrible, but second in the East,
not terrible. But you start people's questioning earlier,
right?
Where Boston goes from here? Do they got to start looking elsewhere? They start making trades. They start bringing in all these other people to try to put next to JB.
Mm-hmm.
And JB stays strong, and he leading the team.
They definitely made some changes though, and you know, like
my point is they tried to different packages, different people, different alongside JB to help JB.
Right.
Not like here JB go lead us. It's like, oh, we're gonna try Anthony Simons, or we're gonna try this person, we're gonna try this. Until now he's leading, like, oh shit, okay, now. And Simons, we don't need that no more. You get what I'm saying? Because JT gonna come back and give us that.
Yep.
So it's I mean, again, that's just how I'm looking at it. It's just my opinion.
Okay.
I'm not saying that is right or wrong.
All right, so tell me if I'm bugging. All right. Tatum, the last time Tatum played, you know, having two great wings like Brown and Tatum, you need great role guys, you need great facilitators. Drew Holiday's not there. Al Horford's not there. Porzingis ain't there. They were all on the team the last time Tatum was there.
Yeah.
This is a team that is created in like Jaylen Brown's image. This is Jaylen Brown's team. Like the way this team is currently formulated, right? Am I bugging in thinking that like we're underestimating the loss of a guy like Drew Holiday and Al Horford and Porzingis?
It's very pivotal
in order of making the Brown and Tatum relationship work, because there was a lot of questions about the relationship for like years, and those guys kind of like made it all work like glue, and they're not there no more. Am I bugging and thinking that like, yo, this might not be just as easy as
no, you're not bugging.
Mm-hmm.
All of these things is being questioned right now. All of these things is being questioned. I'm sure the front office and Joe Mazzulla is thinking like, holy shit, like how the fuck am I gonna do this? Like how? How do I have a conversation with JT and say, hey, we're gonna bring you off, like what do you think about coming off the bench while you get your rhythm and find your pace? And what do you think about that? That's a tough conversation, especially with somebody who already put out there and said, like, I'm coming back as
to be Jayson Tatum.
Right? So I'm sure Mazzulla trying to figure that shit out too. But for them to make that trade and for Anthony Simons, you know, trade him to Chicago, for him to go get Vooch, like that, those are like very specific pieces that you start to build and put together for the return of somebody like Jayson Tatum. Because now you bolster your bench. If you think about the moves that Boston made, they moved, what's the name, Pritchard to the bench, right? Now you go get Vooch, right? Now you hear the rumblers of JT coming back. Now let's make this work.
Okay. So
it's gonna have to a real sit down, a real honorable, real conversation. No egos involved in the room. Like we have a real shot. Like this ain't like we've been playing good and we like 5th seed or 8th, 7th seed and we got a shot to, if we get JT back, we can go get it.
Yeah.
This is like we have a real legit shot.
Would that be the craziest?
JB could get them there.
Yeah.
He could get them to the Eastern Conference Finals. Boston team could get you to the Eastern Conference Finals.
Right.
Now winning, you're going to need a full strength Jayson Tatum.
So you think that's their ceiling? Like if Tatum's healthy, fits in like a glove, this Boston Celtics team could win a championship this year?
It's a possibility. They have the makeup of the team. They have an MVP. They have shooting. They have defense. You get what I'm saying? Like
I'll be so sick.
They have a bench, right? So they have a complete team to go out there and win a championship.
Nothing would make me more sick as a Knicks fan if.
I mean, trust me, it'll make me sick too. But I'm just saying, the reality of that is the reality of that. It's a possibility that they can get there.
I'd be sick. I'm not gonna lie. It would hurt. It would hurt. But we'll see, man. I'm just happy to see him back hooping because I don't want no excuses either. All right. When the Knicks knocked them out in 6.
I think Boston got their own set of issues as far as how they gonna approach this right here, because how they approach this. How can I say this? How they approach this next move is going to say a lot about where this organization is headed.
Yeah.
Like this next couple weeks, it's going to say a lot about where Boston organization is headed and the message that they're trying to send to whoever.
We're going to see, man. But you're right. I think regardless, great season by them because I don't think anybody saw them being this good. But now they got a real shot. Anyway, you know what it is. This is 7 p.m. in Brooklyn, the Wave Original, presented by FanDuel. And this is a 7 p.m. post game. Guys, college basketball is nonstop. Big games, tight spreads, momentum swings every night. And now FanDuel is giving you a way to turn that energy into even bigger wins. With the college basketball parlay profit boost, head to FanDuel.com/7pm to get started. FanDuel, play your game. You already know what to do. Subscribe to the YouTube page, podcast, leave a like, comment, review, all that good stuff. 5 stars. For the Hall of Famer Carmelo Anthony, I'm Kaz. We catch y'all this Monday with a brand new episode of 7 p.m. in Brooklyn. Peace.
Peace.